Oh my gosh, it really did almost happen though, bro. Yo, check this out. What's up, everybody? Andrew Mahone here with Tricky Jim at Full Grip Games. If you're anything like me, you've been waiting patiently, biding your time, just waiting for people to stop playing Eternatus VMAX so that you can finally bust out your Dragapult VMAX deck. Well, with Azul winning Players Cup 3 with Rapid Striker Urshifu VMAX this past weekend, it might just be that time. I was working on my Dragapult VMAX list on stream, and I'm excited to show it off, but before we get to it, let's head on over to FullGripGames.com. FullGripGames.com is your one-stop shop for all the best Pokemon trading card game singles and sealed product. It's also the best place to sell your Pokemon cards. If you've got extra cards lying around the house and you're trying to get some cash for them, or store credit, or a new booster box, make sure to check out our buy list page. We are always buying bulk and singles at the shop, and selling your cards to Full Grip Games directly supports the content I create here on Tricky Jim. Filling out a buy list is really easy to do. You just fill out the buy list with the cards you want to sell us, you send us the cards, and we send you the cash, the store credit, or a new booster box, whichever you choose. And of course, I've got a video here on the buy list page explaining just how to do it. Now, let's check out that Dragapult VMAX deck. Despite its weakness to darkness type, Dragapult VMAX is still a super viable deck in standard format. It hits Mewtwo and Mew Tag Team GX as well as Rapid Striker Urshifu VMAX for weakness, and it's got a nice little -30 resistance to fighting as well. Dragapult VMAX has a respectable 320 HP and 2 great attacks. Shred for 1 Psychic Energy, does 60 damage and goes straight through all effects on the opponent's active Pokemon, such as Decidueye's Deep Force Camo ability, and then for 2 Psychic Energy, Max Phantom does 130 damage, and you get to put 5 damage counters on your opponent's bench Pokemon in any way like, and those damage counters placed are very important as they're going to allow you to flood your opponent's field with damage, eventually giving you an opportunity to craft your win condition, often involving multiple Pokemon getting knocked out, all at the same time. This is a very straightforward and disruptive deck list that we have here, and that's the way that I like to play Dragapult VMAX. We've got 4 copies of Crushing Hammer to help slow the opponent down while we pile up damage on their side of the field. We've also got a copy of Giratina with the Dimension Breach ability, which discards a special energy from your opponent's active Pokemon when you play it from your hand to the bench, and you can reuse that with Scoop Up Net. Mimikyu with the Shadow Box ability is very good for turning off those Jirachi GX so that you can hit Pokemon like Rapid Striker Urshifu VMAX for weakness. 2 copies of Chaotic Swell is phenomenal against those fire type decks with their Giant Hearth. And then we also have a copy of Cheryl, new from Battle Styles in this deck, which heals all damage from each of your evolution Pokemon, and then you have to discard all energy from the Pokemon that were healed in this way. Cheryl is very good with Dragapult VMAX. Sometimes you can just poke with Shred and then heal off that damage with Cheryl while you build up a different Dragapult VMAX on your bench. You could also use it if you get your energy hammered away and then your Dragapult kind of slammed into with a big attack. You could just glance off that damage and start building up a different Dragapult. It really gives your deck a lot more flexibility, and you can reuse that Cheryl as often as you want with Mewtwo and the Mind Report ability, which puts a supporter card from your discard pile back on top of your deck. I personally find Dragapult VMAX a lot of fun to play, and I hope that you do as well. Check out the gameplay ahead and let me know, what do you think of Dragapult VMAX in the comments below. If Urshifu is big enough, there shouldn't be an Eternatus, right? Because Eternatus kind of becomes an unviable deck once Urshifu kind of asserts itself as a top tier deck, right? Which I think it has. Well, certainly it backs off for the next few weeks, but I think that's like, you know, I mean, but that's the whole idea of metagaming, right? That you kind of figure out what direction the meta is heading in. This rocks. and you try to prepare for it. We want it to be a permanent back off, right? But I think that Eternatus does well in a tag team heavy meta, right? Eternatus does well in a tag team. Okay, that's fine. In a tag team heavy meta. And you know, Urshifu actually does really well in a tag team meta. Urshifu loves a tag team meta. like more than anything, because Urshifu's math against tag team Pokemon is so good. 150 plus 120, that's 270. That's exactly what Urshifu wants. So Urshifu loves the tag team meta, and Eternatus loves the tag team meta, but Urshifu beats Eternatus every single time in a head-to-head. So then Urshifu should just kind of be the king of the tag team meta. And if that's the case, then Eternatus should not really be able to hold its own against Urshifu. Right. Hopefully I'm really good. No, not that good. Sad. My top 3 decks right now. Tough to say. I think Urshifu and Victini are 2 of my top 3 decks. Let's get it. Come on. Show me that talent. Yep. We actually take it off the active so that my opponent can't just go and like force them to come up with the Senti Scorch. Okay, we're gonna put this down. Okay, and just pass. That way if my opponent plays something like Fion or Escape Rope, we're not just like sending up my Dragapult, but we wanted to hammer the energy off the active so that they can't just like high heat blast. I think that makes sense. Force them to come up with the Senti Scorch so that I can get a big swing into the Senti Scorch here. And try to build up a board state where I'm going to be able to deal with this thing. Now, Senti Scorch is a tough matchup for Dragapult because they can just kind of snowball into this huge snake, right? And just take big one-hit KOs. Hey, thank you so much, JD, for that tier 1 sub. Appreciate you, JD. Ah, we've got Silvally Scorch. I wish I had known that. This Mimikyu could actually be good. Very good, actually. All right? Extremely good. Maybe the Silvally was in the discard pile the whole time and I just didn't look. Could be a possibility. Alright, so they got knockout on my Mimikyu. It's definitely feeling sus. So we did not get a turn 1 energy drop. Huh. I think I need to put as much damage on this thing as possible. Like, it doesn't even matter if I don't necessarily attack this next turn, because I need to set it up for a 2-hit KO, or else I'm going to lose. Okay. Escape Rope. So we're doing 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 times 4 is 28, so it won't be a knockout. Okay. So we swing into it. Grab Communication. Go there. Pull this up. Jirachi down. I think I can just go Mewtwo. Mind Report and Energy back. Like a research. Sounds good. I don't expect to get knocked out. I think my opponent would have to draw very well here. So we're going to max Phantom. And then... two, three. So I'm looking at like these three as kind of being my goal. So we'll kind of bring those guys down into range. Dave says this might be a silly question, but why all of a sudden is Senti so bad? It was a top tier deck regardless of opinion last format, and now it's just gone and I don't get it. Well, Senti might make a comeback. It could. It certainly could. I think the Victini is just a little bit more consistent and lower maintenance. And as we can see off the Marnie, they did get stuck. The Swell playing a role there, which is very good. And now they're in range and they have no backup attacker. It's exactly what we needed. So we're just going to research, looking to get an energy drop onto a new Dragapult, and that is perfect for us. We've got everything that we want. We just max Phantom. Take the knockouts. Put 5 on there. And now all I need is a boss's orders, and I have game. Hey, thank you so much, J-Man, for that sub and the 2 months. I think that, right, I think that the difference between Senti Scorch and Victini is that Senti Scorch just like has to hit a welder every turn, which can be very annoying. That your deck requires so much, you know, requires you to hit so much in a row. It just feels like Victini is a more flexible deck. Here's my question, though. Does one Tool Scrapper allow you to beat Lucario Melmetal, though? Is one Tool Scrapper really doing it? Because I don't think so. Right? Like, right. One Tool Scrapper, you are not winning that matchup. So then what's the point of a Tool Scrapper if one Tool Scrapper is not winning you the matchup? Now, this is the reason why we're here with our Dragapult deck. Is to play against decks like this. Let's get it. Yeah. You're definitely donezo. Don't play with me. Yeah, this is our bread and butter here. This is what we came to do. We'll save the hammer. Just looking for Psychic Energy. That's good. Here we go. We're going to shred for 60. Let's get it. Hey, thanks, Dr. Frog. Oh, we're going to get Marnied right back. Alright, got a nice little hand here. Oh, Tool Scrapper can be situationally useful. I guess, right? Yeah, Horror Psychic Energy, chillin'. Escape Rope. Oh, yeah, I want an Escape Rope, dude. Let's get it. The Minccino, free knockout, Tool Scrapper, Crobat. Hammer again. Potentially, or we could do something a little bit gnarly. Let's go grab ourselves a Dedenne, because if I don't find the switch card, I'm going for sure. We don't. Okay. I think we just... Let's hammer. Very talented. Excellent. Let's boss up this dude. Go get ourselves another Dragapult. That's fine. Data change. Need switch. Cool. Bring that guy up. Let him have it. Max Phantom. Okay. Soften those guys up. So I guess we could, what, we can shred versus Lucario Melmetal, but like that matchup seems bad. I mean, it seems bad. For sure, right? I don't really see how. Dang, Jake. Well, sorry to hear you just got out of surgery. Hopefully you feel better soon. What I'm trying to figure out is if Dragapult is in a decent spot right now in the meta. I mean, it's such a circular thing because if Dragapult becomes good, it's like a deck like Dragapult can only be good for so long. Right? Because Dragapult is a deck that can be countered as well. It just so happens that Dragapult is really good against the Urshifu decks. I mean, they pretty much can't beat it. Dragapult resists fighting, you know. It's just, this is a horrible time. The Bears have like no chance against this deck. It really is just an absolute decimation. Okay. See, if they draw into Cheryl this next turn, I could get punished for this line, but I'm not really... I think we could just Gust and take out 3 prizes here. Or I could take... Yeah, I think so. I think that's fine. 70 hit points left. Yeah, I think we just take this knockout before it evolves. And then we can take this knockout over here. And then if they want to play Cheryl, they have to discard their energy anyway. Why not use the horror energy? Because they can remove it with the Giratina. So we're trying to protect against that, so that I can get ahead in energy attachment. Right, because they could just scoop up this and use it. So now I'm in a situation where if I just knock this out. Right, but by knocking out the Chinchino, we decrease the odds that they have the Cheryl play. And then also, if they Cheryl, then they only have 1 energy as well. Also, after watching Tord whiff Cheryl all weekend, I am not convinced that this deck has a very easy time grabbing that Cheryl. Yeah, against Azul, Tord had to like hit his Cheryl both games and just was like, yeah, man, I ain't got the Cheryl. You know, it was just like on the turn that he needed the Cheryl. You would have to play more than one. I think in order to reliably get the Cheryl when you need it with this deck, you have to play more than one, right? That's what I'm saying. To reliably get it. Yeah, one game you found it, but not a stamp. Right. So I guess the argument for this route here, right, is that I'm taking out some of the draw. I could have taken 4 prizes by knocking this out, knocking that out. Then I put myself to a stamp to 2 scenario, right? And they have a fresh Urshifu VMAX that they can come up with. Whereas now I like force them to find Cheryl. Whereas if I take out this one and the bench Chinchino, then they can come up with a fresh Urshifu, which is exactly what they want, right? But now I am forcing them to have Cheryl this turn, right? Whereas like previously, if I just knock out this and that, then I don't force them to have anything. I mean, they could just play whatever supporter they want, frankly, right? You see what I'm saying? So I'm putting them on a clock right now where they are very likely to lose this game if they don't do something right now. So like taking out, because the this Urshifu was up for grabs for 2 prizes, right? At the time. And I was pretty confident that if I had knocked out this and the bench Chinchino, that they would not give me another 2 prizer like Dedenne or something like that. So at this point, this thing's got 70 hit points left. Oh, GG's. Nah, it's not quite GG's. Ooh, I can stack the boss, but I want to win now. Got 2 boss in the discard pile. So how many Zigzagoon? How many Scoop Up Nets? So we just go like this. And it's win if I find 1 Scoop Up Net, right? Yeah. Put that there. And just research. And if we find 1 Scoop Up Net, it's game over. And there it is. GG's. Gnarly deck, bro. The Gnar. Goss would have won. Didn't matter. Didn't matter. Factor says, I make you realize that I don't think enough when I play this game. It's a learning process. You learn. There's a lot to think about in Pokemon trading card game. There is. I mean, there's like all the different routes and the things like that you know, when you're thinking through your turn. Yeah. There's you know, everything that you do should have an argument behind it. All right? Right. Every move that you make should have an argue. You should have an argument in your mind as to why you make that move, right? All right, 96% on the yes. It's pretty sweet. Unless you're playing a welder deck, in which case that all goes out the window if you're playing a welder deck. Yeah. Gamer Lion Tamer, thank you so much for that tier 1 sub. Appreciate it. If you're playing a welder deck or if you're playing ADP, yeah, then you could just turn the switch off and just I'm just kidding. I think Victini actually is. Victini seems like more of a thinking welder deck than some of the other ones that I've played, which is something that I really enjoy about it. Okay. I don't feel like I need to play this Crobat turn 1. That's fine. That hammer was going to flip tails anyway. The only thing that we have to worry about is, like, is my opponent going to get the turn 1 escape rope, you know, double blaze, Zigzagoon. Hey, what's up, Mortal from Brazil? How you doing? Yo, thank you so much for tuning in. Thanks for hanging out. But yeah, with the Volcanion in the active, I kind of suspect that they're probably going to Flare Starter. So I feel comfortable not benching this Crobat. Right? I don't know. What do you guys? Do you guys all play that Crobat there? You know me. I'm a little bit more of a conservative player. For me, it's like I've already got the Dragapult in hand turn 2. Why am I going to play that Crobat there? There's really no reason. Like, what am I doing? And am I going to play that Crobat there just to get Marnied? Like, that's the real thought, right? Like, am I really going to... Because now I can... Now look at what I can do. Now I can win the game, right? There's really no reason to play that Crobat there. Because look at me. Now, I am like an energy and a Scoop Up Net from winning. I could Crobat now, or I could get the Zigzagoon now. The question is, will I find... I think we go for the Crobat here, because I need a couple of pieces. I need the energy... Exactly. If you have everything you need, you don't need to play the bat. I agree. Right, because we have everything that we need. Absolutely nothing else that we needed there. Okay, so now I have this decision where I can either... Ooh, I can Escape Rope. But if I Escape Rope, then I have no chance of winning. Or I go for the Zigzagoon Scoop Up Net and just go for game. Finish him. Finish him. All right, here we go. All right. Fine, Chad. I'll finish him. Let's go. Finish him. Dang it, bro. Play Dedenne. I got 2 nets in my hand. I am playing no Dedenne, bro. All right. I'm not going to Dedenne change. My opponent's gonna have to Scoop Up Net this Jirachi and lose all that energy anyway. Thank you, Field Reaper, for that Prime sub. Appreciate it, Field Reaper. Thank you. All right, who here thinks that I get this thing 1-hit KO'd by a Heatran because I didn't make the play? Anybody in the chat? Anybody think that a Heatran GX about to come up and just... Yeah, man. It's going to be Welder 3 Fire. And no shot. Hey, thank you so much, Viltrum Tide, for the tier 1 sub. I think I'm safe, personally. I think we're chilling. Not terribly concerned about it. All right, is Oricorio GX. Feels good, man. You also notice how I'm not playing any Reset Stamp in this deck. Chat, how often did Reset Stamp matter in the Players' Cup Finals? Did you guys watch it? How often did Reset Stamp stick? Anybody? Did Reset Stamp ever work? No, it's a lie. How many games did Reset Stamp win those Pikarom players? 0. Absolutely none. All Stamp does is increase drama. It didn't actually... Oh, yeah, that rocks. There she goes. If your opponent can play around Stamp, then it's just not that good of a card then, right? All I'm saying is that tag teams have like 3 prizes, and Marnie sets your opponent to 4 cards, and Stamp does it to usually 3, and then you lose. So what is the point? What is the point of Reset Stamp? Yeah, also Jirachi, Dedenne's, all of that. It just does not matter. I'd rather play 4 Marnies. Yo, it's happening. Let's go. Sure, but if you can, my argument is, if you can play around Stamp, then Stamp is not that good. Not everyone plays. So you're telling me I should play a card just in case my opponents are bad? Is that what you're telling me? Just in case my opponents don't know what they're doing, I should play Stamp. In case they're not playing around it. Because I want to assume the worst out of... No, you assume the best out of your opponents. Assuming that my... Oh my gosh, it really did almost happen though, bro. Yeah, that was something. That was kind of tight. That was close. Are you telling me I've only taken one prize? Wow, they really drew a ton of cards there. Yo, check this out. Oh man, yeah, that was great, bro. That was great. Oh man. Oh yeah, bro. Oh yeah, man. Oh yeah, broken deck, bro. And that's it for the video. Thank you so much for watching. Make sure to like the video, sub to the channel, ring that bell, and of course, check out the Twitch stream, twitch.tv/TrickyJim, where I stream live Pokemon trading card game content every single weekday. We've got a super welcoming community there, and we'd love you to be a part of it. Y'all have a busted day. Peace.